G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be giving you my 2024 NRL Grand Final predictions. Unfortunately, last week my camera decided to break. I've ordered a new one, but it has not yet arrived. So I'll be completing this video slightly different than usual. I'd like to shout out channels like Rugby League History and Paddy G, as this is a similar style to what they have used for their content, as well as many other creators as well. But Paddy and Rugby League History are the main two that I notice. All right, let's talk Grand Final footy. The NRL Grand Final, a day that every rugby league fan loves, some more than others. If your team was good enough to make it, you're there and you love it. If you're just a rugby league fan, you're just enjoying the day. This event is bigger than Christmas Day for most rugby league fans. In this year's Grand Final, the Melbourne Storm will take on the Penrith Panthers. These two teams met in the 2020 Grand Final, where Storm defeated the Panthers, and that was where the Panthers dynasty began. It's actually kind of fitting that we go full circle. In 2024, the Melbourne Storm won the minor premiership with 19 wins and 5 losses. This was a remarkable effort considering their injuries. Cameron Munster was unavailable for a major part of the season. Both Ryan Papenhuyzen and Jerome Hughes also spent times on the sidelines. Storm also lost Harry Grant for periods over Origin and had other injuries to outside backs and some key forwards. Many people predicted that the Storm would start to regress. However, like every other year, they just seem to go to a new level. For the Penrith Panthers, 2024 would be considered another successful season. They won 17 games and lost 7, and they will feature in their 5th consecutive Grand Final. If they are able to win, that would make it 4 premierships in a row, which is incredible. Like the Storm, the Panthers have had plenty of injury concerns in the regular season. Star halfback Nathan Cleary missed a massive portion of the season. Jerome Luai once again stood up and proved how important he is to this club's success, as did Isaiah Yeo, who continues to improve his ball-playing abilities. The club also had to deal with off-season issues with up-and-coming star centre Taylor May, who was inevitably stood down by the club. This just goes to show how much depth this squad has, as both Paul Alamotti and Casey McLean stood up and filled the role quite well for players with little experience. Not to mention losing experienced players like Stephen Crichton and Spencer Leniu this season to rival clubs. What we are witnessing from this Panthers side is nothing short of incredible. In my opinion, this is the greatest team of all time, and I will double down on that if they win their 4th comp in a row. Alright guys, let's look over some stats between these clubs. Since 1998, these two clubs have met 46 times. The Storm have had the better of the Panthers in that time, winning 31 games, while the Panthers have only managed 15 wins over Storm in that time. At Accor Stadium, the Storm have a winning percentage of 66%, while the Panthers only have a 52 win percentage. These stats are definitely in Storm's favour. Now let's look at some key stats for both these sides in 2024. Completion rate, the Panthers have completed at 80%, while the Storm 79%. This is very close, but Panthers take a slight advantage. Tackle efficiency, Panthers at 88%, Storm at 87%. Once again close, but Panthers still with a slight advantage. Average points per game, Storm averaged 29 points, the Panthers 24 points. Storm have the upper hand in this stat by 5 points per game. Average points conceded per game. The Panthers only concede 16 points. The Storm, 18. Panthers slightly better defensively by 2 points. I'd say the Panthers slightly have the upper hand in these stats, but the Storm outscore their opponents by, on average, 11 points. Panthers slightly behind with 8. Now let's get to why you are all here. The predictions. I genuinely believe this, like last year, will be an extremely tight and very difficult to tip game. The bookies also suggest this, with both sides paying $1.92, arguably the tightest odds from memory in a grand final. Before I give my prediction, I will tell you why I think both sides can win this grand final. For the Melbourne Storm, I'd say they've got the best 4 combined spine members in the entire competition. They're definitely the best running spine by far, in my opinion. While their forwards can at times struggle, the spine members tend to get the spine members tend to get them out of trouble a lot. So yeah, I've mucked up there, sorry. I'm reading off a script here, so it's very different to me. The spine members tend to get them out of trouble a lot. Harry Grant is crafty at dummy half, and if your markers aren't square, he will make them pay. If he spots a gap and takes advantage, watch all Munster, Pappy and Hughes support play. This is where these players are most damaging. The Storm also have quality in their outside backs, with 2 aerial threats in Xavier Coates and Will Warbrick, who tower over their opponents in this one. I think if Storm can limit the Panthers' forwards' work and pressure Cleary, they will go a long way to winning this game. For the Penrith Panthers, I think it's their middles that will definitely be doing their bit to get ahead early. Moses Leota and James Fisher-Harris are easily the best front row duo in the comp. They may not be the best individually, but as a duo, they're incredible. Not only what they offer for the Penrith Panthers, but we've also seen it on the international stage as well. If they get the Penrith Panthers on the front foot early, I really believe Melbourne will struggle. This game will also heavily rely on the kicking game from Nathan Cleary. If he puts in another strong performance like the qualifying and preliminary finals, there will be little Melbourne can do. Like the Storm with their outside backs, the Panthers too have arguably the best winger in the comp in Brian Ta'o. Bizza is one of the best for getting his team on the front foot with kick returns, along with their fullback Dylan Edwards. I also think both Luai and Yeo will have to be on their best in this one, and I believe both will be, with this being Jerome's last game with the club. I honestly believe this is the hardest game I've had to tip all season, which excites me, as this should make for an intense grand final. In my opinion, while this may bore some people, I think this will be one on defense and we won't see a high scoring game. I think it may be 3 to 5 tries max in this one. I'm going to back in the Penrith Panthers to win their 4th premiership in a row, defeating the Melbourne Storm 14-10. I really believe it will be an incredibly tight game from start to finish. I just feel for the Panthers, there'll be so much emotion once again to farewell legends of the club, and they'll find a way to do anything to win this game. Here are some predictions for the game. My first try scorer, Cameron Munster. I feel like Cam will just find a way to get across the line in this one. He lives for the big moments, and I reckon he breaks through and crosses for the first try. An anytime try scorer for the Melbourne Storm, Xavier Coates. Like I said, he's an aerial threat, and I believe he'll cross for one of Storm's 2 tries. Panthers anytime, Nathan Cleary. Like Munster, he lives for the big moments. I can see him crossing for the Penrith Panthers in the first or the match-winning try. Now, a bold prediction from me. No try to be scored within the first 30 minutes. I reckon we see a Panthers or Storm penalty goal within the first 20 minutes, but no try scored until after 30 minutes has passed. My Clive Churchill medal, I'm backing in Nathan Cleary to win his third Clive Churchill. I'll be surprised if the win isn't on the back of some Nathan Cleary magic. Let me know your predictions down below, and thank you so much once again for your support. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.